Alright, so in this one let's try to finalize everything. So in here you can see the network we worked with, and you can see if I consider router 1, this network can be considered as a directly connected network, and this one can also be considered as a directly connected network. But if you consider this blue color network, this one, as I mentioned, these are remotely or remote networks. So if that's the case, if you want to access these networks, if you are in the router 1, then you want to access this network, that means you have to figure out what is the outgoing interface or what is the next hop IP address. So if you want to access these networks while staying in here, in this router or in this place, that means your outgoing interface is this, okay, whatever the IP in this interface. Okay, I'm going to use red color for that. So whatever the IP in this interface, okay, that's your outgoing interface. So if you want to access any of these networks, that means that's the outgoing interface. If you consider router 1, that means when you are writing this command IP route destination network subnet mask, then the next hop IP address or outgoing interface, you have to always write this value. Okay, so in here next hop IP address specifies the IP address of the next hop router where packet should be forwarded. Then outgoing interface represents the local interface through which packet should be sent without specifying a specific next hop IP address. This could be used in case where the destination network is directly connected. So this can be used in case where the destination network is directly connected, but in this case the destination network is not directly connected. That means always we are mentioning the next hop IP address if you want to go outside from this network. Okay, so I'm going to erase everything now. Then let's move with the configurations. Okay, alright, so first I'm going to configure the router 1. So in this case, alright, so in here I'm going to work with router 1. So I'm going to select router 1. I'm going to erase all these things. Okay, then okay, so I'm going to go to this router 1 and I'm going to type enable, then conft configure terminal. Alright, okay, I'm having a problem. Okay, that's not a big problem. Ctrl shift and 6 can stop this. Then conft. Alright, then in here I'm going to type this command. What is the command? IP route, then the destination network. So first I'm going to address this network, that means 3.0.0.0. so that's the value. So 3.0.0.0, then 255.255.255, or not, it is 255.0.0.0 as I remember. Okay, then the next hop IP address. So in this case, if you want to get to this network, this is the hop, that means 2.0.0.2. so 2.0.0.2. okay, that's done. Then we have to rewrite this command for all the networks. That means we have 1 2 3 4 remote networks. So I'm going to mention the next one as well, that is 4.0.0.0, same subnet mask. And we have another one, 5.0.0.0, and we have another one, 192.168.0.0, and the subnet mask is 255.255.0.0. The next hop address will always remain the same, since this is the only way we can get out from this network. So I'm going to press enter. Alright, so the router 1 configs are done. So I'm going to close this and I'm going to move with the router 2 configs. Then click here. So you have to use the same command. So enable, then conft IP route, okay. If I put a question mark here, I can see I have to mention the destination prefix. So in this case, if I'm the router 2, I have this network as my remotely connected networks. So this is a remotely connected network for me, because it is not directly connected, and this is a remotely connected network, this is a remotely connected network, and this is a remotely connected network. So altogether I have 4 networks. That means I have to mention all these 4 in here. So IP route, then I'm going to mention the first one, 172.168.0.0, then the subnet mask 255.255.0.0. Then I have to mention what is the next hop IP. So if I want to connect to this network, this is my next hop IP, that means 2.0.0.1. so I'm going to mention the next hop IP is 2.0.0.1. all right, so I'm going to press enter. Then I'm going to go to the other side. So in here I have a 4.0 network, so I'm going to rename this, I'm going to edit this 4.0.0.0, and the subnet mask will be 255.0.0.0. Now we have to figure out the next hop IP address again. So in this case my next hop IP address is, so if I'm in here, this is my network next hop IP address, because from here I can go to these networks, right? So this value will remain the same for all these 2 other networks as well. So I'm going to mention that in here. So it is 3 dot so it is 3 dot then 0.0.2. okay, then I'm going to press enter. Then I have a 5 network, that means 5.0.0, same next hop IP, press enter. Then again I have a 192 network, that means 192.168.0.0.255.255.0.0, same next hop IP, press enter. It is done as well. So I'm going to close this. Now I'm going to work with the router 3, so I'm going to clear all these things. Okay, all right, so router 3. So what is router 3? This one. Okay, in router 3 we have how many remotely connected net. So if I consider this is actually a remotely connected network, this is a remotely connected network, this is a remotely connected network, and this is a remotely connected network, and these 2 are actually directly connected networks. You can see that, right? If you consider router 3, these 2 are directly connected network. That means I don't have to teach about these 2 networks. The router will actually know these 2 because it is actually directly connected. So I have to mention these blue colored ones. So let's move to that part. Okay, so I'm going to go to router, then enable conf t, then my interface. So first I'm going to introduce 172 network. So IP route 172.168.0.0. okay, then subnet mask 255.255.0.0. then the next hop IP should be 3.0.0.1. so I'm going to mention 3.0.0.1. all right, so I'm going to press enter, and I'm going to reuse that command for the 2.0 network. So it is 2.0.0.0, and same next hop IP. I'm going to press enter. Then I'm going to move to the other side. I have 2 more networks to go. So since it is 5.0.0, and the next hop IP should be 4.0.0.2. that means whatever the value in here. Okay, and I'm going to reuse that value for the 192 network. So 192.168.0.0, then 255.255.0.0, then 4.0.0.2. all right, it is done. Now we've completed router 3 as well. I'm going to clear all these things again. Clear. all right, I'm going to go to router 4. So we have this one and one more to go. Okay, we are almost done. So enable conf t. all right, so IP route. So I have to mention the remotely connected networks, I'm going to circle them using blue color in this case. So I'm considering about router 4. So this will be remote, this will be remote, this will be remote, and this will be remote as well. So altogether again we have 4 remotely connected networks. So we have to teach about these networks. So I'm going to use the first value 172.168.0.0, then 255.255.0.0, then the next hop pipe should be 4.0.0.0.1. so this is the value, okay. Then I'm going to press enter. Then I'm going to redo the same thing to other 2 networks. So first one will be 2.0.0.0, and its subnet mask will be 255.0.0.0, and same next hop, and then again we have a 3.1, so 3.0.0, so other values are same. Okay, it is done. Now we have to move to the other side, so IP route. So I'm going to reuse that command. In here my next hop IP will be 5.0.0.2, and my subnet mask will be 255.255.0.0, and my network ID will be 192.168.0.0. It's all done. Now I'm going to press enter. Okay, that router is also done. Now I'm going to move to last router. So in here I'm going to clear all these values again, all these circles and stuff again. Then I'm going to mention what are the remotely connected networks. It is not connected yet. What we are trying to do is we are going to connect them. Okay, that's why I'm saying remotely connected. Okay, these are not connected yet, but I'm configuring them in a way that they'll be connected once it is done. So this is a remotely connected, and this is a remotely, and this one is a remote network, and this one is a remote network as well. So these two are actually directly connected networks, so I don't have to worry about those two. So I have to mention again 4 routes. So you can see how time consuming this is, right? That's why we are using dynamic routing protocols, because so if the network becomes bigger and bigger, it's going to be very hard to statically mention all these values, and there's like a very high probability to get things wrong, do misconfigurations. So because of that, it is the dynamic routing is like a better approach to do these kind of things. All right, for now let's stuck with the we are stuck with the static routing. All right, so I'm going to do the same command. So conf t, then IP route, then in here I'm going to mention the 172 networks, so 0.0, then 255.255.0.0, then my next hop will be 5.0.0.0.1. so for all the networks the next hop will be 5.0.0.1, because all these networks are in this side. So I'm going to press enter. Then IP route for my next one, so it is 2.0.0.0, then it is 255.0.0.0, then same value. Then I'm moving to 3 value, so it is 3, then it is 4, and 5 is actually directly connected. So we are done. Okay, also one more thing, so if you want to see the routes, so you can type show IP routes. So this is the routes. So each you can see every code have its own value. So S means statically defined, C means directly connected. So in here I have 4 statically defined and 2 directly connected networks. So if I have done everything correctly, if I do a ping from this to this, it should work. If not, that means extra time. Okay, we'll see, hopefully it is working. So I'm going to click this computer, okay, and I'm going to go to this command line, and I'm going to reinitialize this ping. Now it is pinging, takes time. Let's see. Okay, first one is request timeout. Okay, second one is also request timeout. Okay, third one's it is also the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to try it one more time. If it is not working, I'll try to troubleshoot everything. Okay, but now I'm getting the reply messages. You saw that first time I didn't get anything. right? But for the second time I got the reply. That means now it is working, right? It takes some time to do the initial one. Once all the broadcast messages and everything set up, now you can work, right? So that's how it works usually in networks. So now it is working, that means there's no problem. So from this side to this side I'm going to ping again. So from here to this side I'm going to initialize a ping. So ping 172.168.1.1. so yes, I'm getting a reply as well. That means my connectivity is actually fine. So that's how you do static routing in this kind of a scenario, right? So get the basic idea what is static routing and how it works. Once you get that idea, you can implement whatever the type of network, whatever the type of topology you've given in an exam. Okay, all right, so that's all for this one.